Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood.
Welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood, one sculpt at a time. Last week we had a whole lot of fun taking Ed and turning him into an absolute freak of nature. So this week we're going to be upgrading from lovable oaf to full-blown menace. That's right folks, today we're going to be taking on the CEO of scams, the Sultan of side hustles, the greasy, greedy, jaw-breaking, scamming scumbag himself, Eddy, from Ed, and Eddy. To start things off, we're going to be taking a small block of clay and that we're going to really just be deforming it at this point. Eddy has one of those heads that resembles a smashed packing peanut. Kind of reminds me of the guy from 300. Anyway, now that we've deformed his head and put in some pre-baked eyeballs that I made off camera, we could start giving him his upper and lower eyelids. For this, I'm just going to be rolling out some thin worms of clay, sticking that above and below the eye, using my X-Acto knife to trim those to the right size, before following it up with a variety of different ball styluses and sculpting tools just to blend everything out. And with everything all smoothed out, we can start adding that upper lip. And this thing is poochy. I don't know what that means. It's popping. This thing is bulging. For this, I just took a thick, dank nug of clay in the shape of a triangle, applying that underneath the eyes, extending one part higher than the other. We want him to have that classic grin that he always has on his face. And to help accentuate the smile, we're going to be adding a cheek all wadded up in the corner. This is took a little chunk of clay, sticking in the corner, giving it a curve, rounding and smoothing it out so it's more seamless, before adding a couple worms of clay to help emphasize the smile. After I was done smoothing everything out, we could go ahead and start on his lower lip. For this, I just rolled out a thicker piece of tapeworm, sticking that to the bottom of the mouth, slicing off the excess. Then using the back end of my paintbrush, I go ahead and blend that out. Now bulk up his chin a little bit more. We're going to be adding a chin by adding a small dank nug of clay to the bottom of the face. Using my fingers and a silicone sculpting tool, I work that little bit of clay into the face. I also add a few little wrinkles for his under chin as well. Up next, we're going to be adding Ed's most defining feature, his big old teeth. I went ahead and made these suburban piano keys off camera by pre-baking some white clay, making a variety of different shapes and sizes. I then began to line his mouth with these horse-grade veneers. With his mouth full of teeth, we could go ahead and start adding the other side of his smile. For this, I just take a wedge-shaped tool, carving in a little side smirk before capping off the corner with a little chunk of clay like we did for the other side, blending that in to make his cheek. I then go in with a silicone sculpting tool dipped in some isopropyl alcohol to draw in some wrinkles and folds. Happy with how the head's looking so far, we can go ahead and add his nose. Much like Ez, he's going to have this tiny little schnoz pressed to his face. By taking a little chunk of clay, I just form it into this little gumdrop shape. I then take my smallest ball stylus, poking in these little nostril holes, and finish it off by taking a silicone sculpting tool and drawing in a little snot trough. Eddy boy was looking a little too smooth, so we're going to go ahead and grime him up a bit by taking this natural sponge, dabbing it along the surface. This just gives it a nice little bit of skin texture. And with his face texturified, we could go ahead and start on his ears. For this, I just take a ball of clay, smashing it flat, then slicing it in half. I then go ahead and refine it a little bit with my fingers before sticking it onto the side of the head. In the cartoon, his ears are slightly offset, so we are going to stay true to that. And once I was happy with the position of those ears, I went in with a small ball stylus, blending it in and drawing in those small inner ear details. With his ears on, it's now time to add the 3 most powerful strands of hair in cartoon history. For this, I'm taking 3 pieces of armature wire cut to slightly different lengths, bending them slightly, then just implanting those into the top of the head. I sit there for a few minutes finagling with these strands of hair till I'm happy with their position, and then it's off to the oven for its first bake. And with Eddy's head back and baked from the oven, we could go ahead and start working on his body. To start things off, I went ahead and drilled a hole in the bottom of his head, then shoved this little piece of wire up it. Made this little structure of aluminum foil off camera. This is going to be the base of his body. I'm going to go ahead and mash that onto the bottom of his head, then we could go ahead and cover it with a layer of clay. You might be wondering why I switched to white clay here, and honestly, there's really no reason except for the fact I've had this clay laying around for about a year now, and the only reason I haven't been using it is because it is so incredibly soft, making it nearly impossible to work with. So I'm really just going to be using it to build up some structure, and then from there I could add the gray clay on top just to add more refined details. Anyway, now that we got this whole thing bulked and smoothed out, we could start pulling on those little end bits to make his legs here. Something I loved about this character, he would bust out these stanky stances. I'm talking borderline doing the splits. This guy would drop it. So we're going to be trying to capture that wide-legged dominant stance. With his legs pulled out nice and wide, I went ahead and added a few wrinkles using the back end of the paintbrush, and I could add a few nugs of clay to the top of the body to build up his shoulders. To To get everything nice and smooth, I just dip my fingers in isopropyl alcohol and rub that across his chest. Now that we got the basic structure of his body complete, we can go ahead and start adding his arms. For this, I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted his arms to be doing, so I had a few different poses at first, and then I settled with this kind of arms half bent, extended gunslinger stance. I don't know. Before we start adding more detail, we're gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven for a quick bake. And with Eddy back and baked from the oven and all of his bits baked in place, we can go ahead and start sleeving up his arms. I'd start things off by covering this armature wire in some liquid Sculpting and wrapping it up nice and tight with a thick layer of flattened out clay. Once I have the armature wire completely coated, I go in with my X-Acto knife, slicing off the excess bits, and then I just use my fingers to blend that little seam in, giving his arm slight muscular definition. Once I was happy with how the arm was looking, I went ahead and repeated the exact same process for the other arm. And with both arms complete, we could go ahead and start adding his sleeve. For this, I took a strip of flattened out clay, wrapping it around the arm, slicing off the excess bit of clay. Then I go around with a silicone sculpting tool and my thumb just to smash in the clay into the rest of the body. Pretty happy with how the sleeve was looking, so I went ahead and repeated the exact same process for the other side. And just to amplify the detail, we're gonna take a ball stylus, going in his armpits and adding these little wrinkles extending from it. As for the bottom of the shirt, we're going to be doing pretty much the exact same thing that we did for the sleeves, taking a strip of clay, wrapping it around his torso, cutting off the excess, and blending in just the top portion. I like to do it this way because you get a little bit of overhang with the shirt. It makes it look a little bit more realistic. And to finish things off, the lower portion of the shirt, I'm going to reintroduce those wrinkles. I went ahead and popped his head back on, that way I could line up his collars properly. Add a little triangle piece of clay to the neckline. Once I got one on, I went ahead and took his head back off really quick to add the other one just to make it a little bit easier, then back on with his head. Now that we're done with his shirt, we could go ahead and move on to his feet. Went ahead and pinched off a little nug of clay, rolling it into a jelly bean shape before slicing off the bottom. Cut off the back end to give it a little bit of a taper, then I used the back end of my X-Acto knife to give it a slight curve, and then I apply that to the front of the leg. I was pretty happy with how that one came out, so I went ahead and mirrored the same process on the other side. As for Eddy's hands, we're going to be doing pretty much the same process that I always use. Starting with a ball of clay, I'm going to mash that flat and slicing off the sides, making sure I keep one of those pieces for the thumb. All the characters in the Ed, Edd, and Eddy have those weird meaty mutant hands, so we're going to kind of be keeping true to that by giving him just 3 fingers. After I make his fingers bulbous, I could go ahead and attach his thumb, blending that in, and then adding those inner hand details. I went ahead and made the other hand off camera to save some time. For this, I'm just making sure I'm going real nice and slow, shoving it onto the end of that armature wire to make sure I don't ruin any detail on the hands. Once I was happy with the position of the hands, I went in with my fingers and a silicone sculpting tool just to blend those hands into the arm. And with both the hands connected and the sculpting complete, we could go ahead and pop it in the oven for its final bake. And with Eddy Boy back and baked from the oven, we could go ahead and start the painting process. But first, to make my life a little bit easier, I'm gonna go ahead and pop his head off. When it comes to painting, I like to give my sculptures a base coat of their initial base coat colors before adding any detail. So we're first gonna start from the bottom, working our way to the top, starting with his shoes. His shoes get a couple coats of the cadmium red medium, followed by the soles of his shoes. I go ahead and paint that with an off-white color called unbleached titanium. As for Eddy's jeans, he's rocking these really light washed jeans, almost like a teal color. Almost doing a 50-50 blend with magic blue, intermediate green, and then I cut it down with white. As for Eddy's shirt, we're going to be painting it yellow, and the color I'm using is just straight up yellow. There's nothing fancy about it. I had to go in with multiple layers to actually make the color stick because for some reason yellow is incredibly translucent. Anyway, moving on to his collar and sleeve cuffs. For this, I just mixed up a few different paints using a purple called Prism Violet, a little bit more of that cadmium red, and some white to kind of lighten it. That red stripe is just getting the same color I used for the shoes, cadmium red. And we finish it off by painting the button white. As for his flesh tone, I am going to be mixing up a few different colors, starting with unbleached titanium, which is an off-white, followed by a color called dark flesh, which has this orangish tinge to it, and then I finish it off with a tiny bit of red crimson. Now, when I'm painting on skin tones, I like to really water down the paint, that way it goes on a lot thinner and I do multiple passes. This just helps me to retain some of the detail underneath. And to finish everything off, I go over those little strands of hair with just some straight up black. Now that his base coats are completed and he's looking like a plastic action figure that you'd win at a sketchy carnival, it's time to start bringing him alive using washes. I start things off by using a dark red wash over his face, brushing it on, letting him marinate in the cracks and crevices for a few seconds before wiping it off. Now he does seem to be a little bit more red than the other two Eddys. Maybe he's out in the sun a little bit more often, I'm not sure. But we are going to be trying to stay true to the cartoon with that, so leaving it on a little bit longer makes it a little bit darker. Once I was happy with how the red was looking so far on the face, we could go down and do the same thing for the hands. And to make sure everything's blending together nicely, we're going to go over top of it with that initial color just to dry brush it all back. To make Eddy's teeth look a little bit more realistic, we're going to go ahead and coat them in an off-white color, following it up with a light yellow wash over the top of the teeth. I then take that same yellow wash, applying it to the eye just to give it a little taste of jaundice. Mixing up a pink wash, I go ahead and wet blend that into the corners of the eyes, then I finish it off by filling in the center with white. As for Eddy's shirt, we're going to go over top of it with a very dark orange wash, going over the pits and wrinkles just to make them pop a little bit more. I also added to the button to help bring out the detailing and add a little bit to the top of the belly just so the belly stands out a bit more. As for the pants, I went over top of everything with a dark blue wash, followed by a lighter dry brushing of that initial color. As for Eddy's t-shirt, we're going to be doing the same thing, giving it a dry brushing of a lighter yellow just to make it look a little bit more worn. In the cartoon, his eyes are just straight up black pupils, but I want them to have a little bit more color, so for him, he's gonna get blue eyes. Start things off with a dark blue, followed by a lighter blue center, then I top it off with a black pupil. Now Eddy's in some desperate need of some eyebrows at the moment, so we're gonna be using some real hair for this. For this, I just went ahead and chopped off 2 little tufts of hair of a wig that I had, super gluing them together, then super gluing them to the face. Now before I get blanket partied in the comments, I did remember he had a little pocket chain. Initially I was gonna sculpt it, but I thought it'd be way cooler if I used an actual chain for this. So using an old necklace, I snipped it to the right size and began super gluing it to the sides. And with that and a little bit of off-camera detailing, we're onto those JCPenney glamour shots. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment down below of who you would like to see me sculpt next. I'll see you next time.